I presume we have, yep, sound. All righty. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Nothing heard. Good evening. This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? All right. If you have to break in for an emergency of some kind, we'll be happy to try to help you, but 911 works best if you have access. For information on this set, you can see us on our YouTube right here at it's actually on, if you look it up under my call, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey on YouTube in the search block, or under the word brain, or the phrase, you can use the phrase Brain Trusts channel. That's one word, BRAINTRUSTS, Brain Trust, one word. Or on our website, 146415.net, or on our Yahoo group, which is not 146415.net, but it's under MJ_SS in the Yahoo groups section. And then last but not least, you can see us on our, you can contact me on my email address, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey at ARRL.net. We meet every 8 p.m. and on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. We've been doing it for a while. This is our 483rd episode, or net, I guess you'd call it, on this frequency, since a little over 4.5 years ago. So we seem to be doing something right. We had 28, I think, check-ins last time. I don't anticipate that many this time, but you never know. Purpose of the net is to have fun, support ham radio, support and promote people to do better with their stations, which we've seen a lot of in the last 4.5 years. We've become quite a resource to the community in terms of if and when emergency communications need to take place, or just if there's a massive need for a lot of fun, which happens periodically on frequency over the days and weeks. All righty, we invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events, activities, and training in support of the local community. Is there any announcements that I need to communicate out? Please come now. All righty, well, my big plans for tonight, of course, I want to announce about the breakfast we had this morning at Courtney's here in North Mount Juliet Road. We had, I think, 16 show up. I wasn't sure about the number. Wasn't paying that close attention, which was a nice group of guys talking about all kinds of things, not necessarily just ham radio, just a nice get-together with friendly guys and women. There's one XYL there. I hope she enjoyed it. And it's a good time, I think, had by all. Good breakfast and good meeting. Well, it wasn't really a meeting, it's just a get-together. Nothing formal about it. And today we have right after the regular 2-meter net, we're going to be on the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. So get your list ready if you have one to buy or sell something or to swindle someone. And we know your calls, so the sheriff knows where you live. And we've got the sideband net, the upper sideband on 144.240 immediately following all of that. So moving right along, does anybody need any corrections, additions, or want to announce something else? And we do send out reminders for all the other stuff I normally pass over. I mean, obviously there's Hamfest coming up in the future, like Cedars of Lebanon and the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club's sponsoring of the Ham Quest there at the fairgrounds, and it's coming up in July. We got the ARRL's Field Day in June, and then of course this month we also have the Ham Fest there at Xenia, Ohio, which is kind of like the default national Ham Fest, which I've never been to. I've been to Orlando's, and that one's big enough to wear somebody out. So anyway, and nothing else, no corrections or anything. Trying to make sure this thing's on. Well, very good. Then we're going to start from the south today. This is, like I said, episode number 483, which is an astounding number to me personally. I can't believe I did something 480 something times on this, anything on him, or anything for that matter, on the same thing, same way. It's like a habit, or I don't know if you call it a habit, it's a hobby. All right, who else? Who do we have? We're starting from what I say, the south of I-40. Please come in.
Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor.
I jumped in there, first one in. Good going there, Larry. Good to see you this morning.
Yeah, glad to be there. I thought I liked the place.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. It's, like I said, it's not exactly the Ritz-Carlton, but it's fine.
Well, it seemed to me to be a little bit quieter.
Well, yeah, because we had the private room, which is nice. It segregates us, so that way we don't bother other people. That's what they said. Boy, it sure is a lot quieter now that they're in there.
Okay, well, let's get on with it, Paul. KU4SYB.
Yeah, good to see you, Larry. That was Larry, Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor over there in Rockville. Who else we got south of 40?
N8PPY.
Hey, how are you doing? I haven't heard from you in a while, Rusty. You doing all right?
I'm doing well, Paul, and good to hear you. Good to be back. I haven't been on in a while.
Ah, very good. Yeah, I've had, we got some struggles here, which has kept me, and I'd never seem to want to be able to start anything for fear of being interrupted, and that's one of the problems I'm having at the moment with both of our young ladies here.
Well, they're being prayed for every day on the Bible Net, so and you guys too. But I hope everything's going well.
Well, it's going as well as we can manage, and all things are in the big guy's hands at the moment because it's a struggle for both of them.
That's right, and you just keep going and keep doing, and know there's a lot of people out here supporting you, taking care of the prayers. So y'all, I hope will do well as you can do anyway. Good to hear you, man. I'll let you get on with it. I know you got a lot probably getting on tonight, and good to be back. N8PPY, back to net.
Yeah, very good, Rusty. I hope it was whatever the time off was away was good. And that was Rusty. He's in Murfreesboro, November 8th, Papa Yankee. Great signal. Good to have you back. I was wondering where you went. I thought you were weren't avoiding us. All right, who else we got south of 40? Please come in.
84ZCY.
Hey, how are you doing, Ed?
Well, I'm doing great. We got a little rain in that doesn't pass us, and didn't have nothing to blow away, so I guess we're doing just fine.
Yeah, we had just got enough rain here to kind of just get it wet, and no big deal. Was yours the same?
Oh, no, we had a real good shower come through Memphis County today. We was coming back from Murfreesboro, taking a little woman out for a Mother's Day, and got to see my son and grandkids and daughter-in-law, so we've had a wonderful day. We came back in, and man, it looks awful dark back towards the south.
Okay. Yeah, see, I didn't see anything. It was a little cloudy, but all I saw was a little bit of rain. And I do pay attention, even if I'm stuck kind of in the house all day, but it's just hardly anything worth even talking about.
Well, I think we got at least a good increment of rain. I had checked the game.
Yeah, I've always said the more the merrier, unless there's flooding. Rain is good, keeps the crops up and the air clean and the lawn watered,
Well, let it rain. There'll be plenty enough time for drying after the rain.
Exactly. Well, very good. Ed, good hearing from you. I hope we can get you at another breakfast in the near future. I know it's a long trip for you guys, but it would be good to see you again, and good to see you on the air. That was Ed, Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee, and I wrote down a Q instead of a G. Am I dumb? Zulu Golf Yankee. He's in the Shake Rag near Shelbyville. Who else we got south of 40? Anybody else south of 40, please come in. Must be sleeping. Usually it's a hotbed of check-ins. Over to the east then, K4PEY with PEW with the Simplex Net here in Mount Juliet. Who's east of Mount Juliet Road?
WA4ZHI.
I missed you this morning. You weren't there.
Well, we went to
Oh, well, that's much better than us looking at our ugly faces.
Yeah, we want to avoid the crowds tomorrow.
Yeah, oh, I can believe that. Yeah, everything went all right?
It was pretty good. And then we went over to their house for a little while.
Very good. Yeah, getting together with family's nice. I don't have any family nearby. It's either in, let's see, New York or Florida. So I don't have much of a choice here. And of course, I got my mother with me, so that's good. All right, very good, James. Good to have you in there. That's Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. James, right here in Mount Juliet. Appreciate you being in there, James. I'm glad you had a good time with your family. Who else east of Mount Juliet? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet?
KN4 LXH, Charlie.
Hold on, Jeff. I was at Jim in there first. How you doing, Jim? Jim? Yeah, Jimmy. That's right. What am I saying? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing good. You didn't have to stop over breakfast. You're not that far away from Courtney's.
No, I know exactly where it's at. I just don't know. I never seem to remember to go.
I sent out. What did I send out? 2 reminders or 3? I forget.
Well, that's the deal. You know, when you get to be this age, you forget things real quick.
I know. What'd you say? Yeah, I know it is. I always thought it was funny when my elders would say, "Hey, I walk into a room and I forgot what I went in there for. Now I'm doing the same thing."
Yeah, well, I've done that lots of times.
Yeah, well, it's better that way. Everything is a surprise.
Well, some things you don't want to be a surprise.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Jimmy. And that was Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel up there near Lebanon Road, north of the high school. Who else east of Mount Juliet? It was good to have you in there, Jim. Hope to see you at breakfast, if you remember. Or if I remember to remind you. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet Road? There you go. I almost forgot about you there, Jeff. How are you doing?
Good, sir. How are you tonight?
It was good to see you and your wife there today.
Yeah, it was good to be there.
Yeah, it's always good to get together with. So many times in our current society, people are so tied up with Netflix or Hulu or their phones or their computers, they don't get out and actually meet real people. So I always enjoy getting out with people.
Absolutely. We had a good time.
Very good. I'm glad. I think everybody else did too. I hope so anyway. All right, very good. Good to have you in there, Jeff. That's Jeff in Lebanon. And it's Whiskey Delta 4 Bravo Whiskey Charlie, good signal with his indoor J-pole, which seems to work pretty good to me anyway. Who else we got? Where was it? East of Mount Juliet. Please come in. All right, we'll go up to the north then. North of Mount Juliet, north of Lebanon Road. Please come in.
Oh, Earl was in there.
Oh, Earl, are you there?
Yeah, okay.
You trying to transmit into that barbecue grill again?
No.
Well, you're breaking up. I'm catching every 4th or 5th word. What's up?
I don't.
Well, I'm checking you in, but you're not. You're really breaking up. There must have a problem with your push to talk or your feed line. Or do you know?
So?
Say again. Yeah, I'm not copying anything now. Is anybody else fully copying, Earl?
I got a great copy of Paul. Yeah, he's solid.
Well, that's funny. I don't have. There must be something going on between me and him because it's rough.
Yeah, I got a good signal on him too. NAPPY. He was talking there when you came in.
All right, let's try again, Earl.
Okay, try again. Can you hear me now? K4DZ.
Yeah, I think I have my squelch turned up way out of space there. So yeah, you're coming in fine to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mr. Spaceman with squelch. I thought they did that in outer space.
Yeah, well, now I got it set so my tractor beam's pulling it in.
Okay. Well, I'm doing okay. I'm just getting rained on over here a little bit. I thought maybe that was knocking my signal out of the atmosphere.
Now I'm wondering if there was more check-ins I was missing, but I assume somebody would be telling me. Now, how you doing, Earl? Besides getting wet?
I'm pretty good. Just kind of doing the old domestic catch up around the house today. And we still got a few little piles to get down to the carpet, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, well, if I cleaned up the ham shack here, I'd probably need a shovel and a large trash can. I got so much stuff laying here, it's unbelievable. You guys just can't see it on the desk here to my left and right here.
Yeah, there you go. You're talking my language now. The scoop shovel and a dump truck backed up to the front door.
Talking like a manure shovel? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's what I need.
Yeah, that's right. It's a big pair of boots.
Yeah, that's right. You're right about that. All right, very good. I can tell you've done that before too. All right, very good, Earl. Good to have you in there, Earl. Earl's over there in Noreen, just east of the Cedars of Lebanon Forest Park over there. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Who else? East or north? Please come down.
KG4.
Hello, Kevin. We're going to come over there and have the sheriff arrest you and bring you over to breakfast next time.
Oh man, come on now. I don't send the sheriff after me. Shoot. I forgot what I was going to say. Not the sheriff.
Yeah, saying sheriff got you all spooked, huh?
Yeah, I was like, oh, looking over my shoulder, which way to go.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be like that time I got pulled over by a state trooper, and I knew that my license tag was out of date. You know, I already knew it hadn't been renewed. This was a long time ago. And he pulled me over and he goes, "You know why I pulled you over, don't you?" And I said, "Because I got an out of date license plate." He goes, "No, I didn't see that."
Well,
so he was pulling me over because I had an out of date inspection sticker. So I was a double whammy.
Yeah, you got to get the inspection sticker before you can get the tag, don't you?
I don't remember what they did in Florida. I really don't recall. Because Florida had at one time a really intensive inspection program for cars. And when you took it into the inspection stations, they actually put it up on the roller wheels, and they ran the car and checked the brakes, and they did obviously the test. They checked the headlights. If you had a cracked headlight or a cracked tail light, anything didn't work, you failed, man. It was unbelievable.
Well, that's probably a good thing, though. You know, you feel safe riding down the road, especially when they're doing 100 down the freeway.
Yeah, well, they got rid of it. They don't even have inspections in Florida anymore because it was too expensive. Oh, that was the other thing. If your headlights appeared to be out of alignment, you failed.
Yeah, that's what they used to do in North Carolina. About the same way.
Yeah, but see, if you're going to go that far, you need to check out also if the driver's out of alignment, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, that always helps.
Yeah, anyway, they check the tires, they check the brakes, they check the everything. It was crazy because there was just a line every year. It got to be just a pain. They dumped the whole program. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, you're right though. It seems that an inspection program on some of the old junkers I used to drive would have worked good.
All right. Well, that's what they need to do is get rid of that martyr around here. Heck, they can't keep the gas clean enough to keep the motors clean. So, that's just a waste of time all on its own. But, that's something for somebody else to figure out, I guess. I'll let you go, Paul. I'll check into the sideband here in a little bit.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, well, there's a lot of things that are kind of fun. You know, when you change your oil, you feel like your car runs better. And if people do like recycling, they go, "Man, that makes me feel good. I recycle my papers and my cardboard and my tin and my trash." And it's one of those things that just makes you feel good, even if it doesn't mean squat.
That's right.
All right, very good. That was Kevin, KG4 Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu over in Lebanon with a great signal. And did you finish that antenna and get it fired up? I forgot to ask you.
No, I didn't ever finish it.
Hey, listen, I got several unfinished projects I'm working.
Yeah, well, it just gives me something to do tomorrow.
Very good. Again, Kevin, KG4MIZ in Lebanon. Who else we got? East or north? Anybody else, east or north?
Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar Quebec.
Hello, I saw your video, but it didn't give the whole picture, man.
Yeah, well, I got the bracket up, and Robin begged me not to do it by myself, but I was real careful, and it was easy to put up.
Yeah, I've been real careful too and hurt myself. It was an excellent starting video of just a ladder. I was wondering if you were selling ladders.
Yeah, no, that's how I put it up with the ladder. So I got it up there, boy. It's rock solid, up to about 30 feet. Now I just need some guy wires, and up she goes.
Yeah, that'll be nice. You'll be, well, right now you were about, I did think I noticed it was S8 or so, but good signal, excellent stuff. And I think once you get that up in the air, and what's the maximum height on the, at the base of the antenna?
You mean the base of the height? The height, you mean?
Yes, what will the base of the antenna be at the full height of the tower?
About 70, 75 maybe. There's a couple of short sections in there because of the tilt over. I think it's 6 10-foot sections, and then, yeah, it's about 70. So the top of my X700 will be about 90-some feet.
Wow. Wow. That's terrific. You're going to have to do a net for Kentucky and Tennessee.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I got to get it up first, man. But now I'm afraid to do it because I've come this far. I'm afraid that something's going to happen.
Well, not if you got all your ducks in a row. I mean, does it look like it's ready?
No, I need to put up 3 guy wires first. And then I can raise it with 3 more guy wires at the very top. I'm going to put 6 on it. Just because once it's up, I want it to stay up.
Now you put that what was it, 11 element beam, that Cushcraft?
13.
Yeah, so that 13 element is just below the vertical.
Roger.
Now that's going to be awesome, man.
It's going to be fun. I'm in the house on my little ground plane in the attic tonight. I'm coming in here and looking over some of the new repeaters I've been finding around mid-state.
Well, when you get that thing up at 70 feet, you're gonna hear repeaters in Louisville.
All right. Well, thanks for doing this net, Paul. Back to net control, W9BOQ.
Yeah, very good, and good deal on getting that work done all to where it got this far. It's all of this laboring and fretting and picking things up and putting them together will be just fall into the background once you're on the air with that thing up in the air. It'll be great. Really will be great. I'm telling you, we're gonna have to all come up there and we'll do our field day up at your house.
All righty.
All right. Very good. Good to hear you there, Dennis. That was W9BOQ, Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar, Quebec, Dennis, and Castellian Springs. Who's next? East or north? Well, we're getting slim pickings tonight. We're going to go for late check-in since we started with the west, and I've already made it around the compass. You got any late check-ins from any direction? Please come down.
Haven't done west yet.
Did I do west, or I just started with south? Oh, okay. Very good. I'm sorry about that. I got brain freeze here. West of Mount Juliet. Please come down.
W4G.
Hello, Jeff. I heard other people in there too, but you were on top of them. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing all right. Just trying to unwind after a busy week. But other than that, it's just business as usual.
You see, you're a good example of, not you personally, but the fact that you can't, because of your work schedule, like check in on Wednesday nights. Because Wednesday night we had I think 28 or 29. I have to look, but it's kind of good that some people can't make some days. Otherwise we'd have 35 a night, and it would be like overload almost. Maybe we'd have more. I don't know. But you're doing all right otherwise, though?
Oh, yeah, just staying busy. That's about it. So that's about What's going on here? Just busy at work.
Yeah, very good. Well, good to have you in there, Jeff. I'm glad you're still working and upright, taking solid food like there some of us anyway. That was Jeff, Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf, and he is in Madison, a great signal. Who else? West, please come on.
KN4, TJF.
Yeah, you know, when you were talking to your brother earlier before the net, I couldn't hear you, and I thought that's odd that I couldn't hear you. And then I realized why after I talked to Earl down there in Southeast, that it was just a squelch issue. But no, you're coming in fine.
All right, boy. Enjoyed the breakfast this morning. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's always, like I said, it's always good to get together with like-minded or similar people to have fun with. It's I don't know, it's always better. You know, it's just fun.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks for being part of it.
Oh yeah, no, we have a good time. As you know, as you've learned, I think we have a good time anyway. I try to. If it wasn't, like I say, and especially being retired, if it's not fun, well, I got some exceptions to that rule around the house here. But if it's not fun, why do it?
I have to agree.
Yeah, very good. Now, ham radio. If somebody's not having fun, and I use that term loosely, I don't know why they're doing it if they're in ham radio, because certainly we're not getting paid for this. Very good, Rick. There was Rick, and he is in Ashland City. That's Kilo November 4 Tango, Juliet Foxtrot. Who else? West, please come in.
KM4 YRF.
Very good. Yeah, I heard what you got back just in time to take Tylenol and a quick nap, huh?
I had to cut the nap. Haven't taken the Tylenol yet, but I got it all ready.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that you don't realize that it's a bad idea to take aspirin, you know, I mean, instead of Tylenol. Tylenol was a great invention.
Well, unfortunately for me, I'm forced to take a low-dose aspirin every day because of my heart issue. But and I can't take any other NSAIDs, so Tylenol is my only option.
Oh no, I'm in the same boat. I take the low-dose aspirin, but not because I have a heart issue. There is a history of stroke in my family, so it's a preventive measure as well.
Well, that's probably a pretty good measure to take, I would say.
Well, the reason I say that is that I used to, like, I'd trade off between aspirin and Tylenol, thinking that was a good idea. And then after I had that accident, and one of the first questions the neurologist asked me was, "Are you on aspirin at all now?" I go, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am." He goes, "How many?" And I said, "Well, I probably had 6 in the last 2 days." He goes, "Well, that's not necessarily a good thing because it makes for problematic bleeding when you get injuries like in your brain," which I had one.
Oh man, that's bad.
Well, it can be, and that's what I'm saying is and he goes, and it takes, when you take aspirin, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's more than just a low dose, but when you take a couple of 3 aspirin, it takes, I forgot what he said now, it takes a few days to get out of your system.
Yeah, people don't realize how strong aspirin really is.
Yeah, I read one time years ago, they said had aspirin been not found out until now, you know, like 2019, it would be a prescription medicine.
I can believe that.
Anyway, that's my big medical insight of the day, in case you were wondering, and now all of you know the extent of my total medical knowledge, and I'll move on. That's all I got. Good to have you in there, Michael. That was Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. It was good to have him and his brother at the breakfast this morning. And he's in Belshire. Who else? West, please come down.
Whiskey 4, Alpha Whiskey Echo.
Hey, Rick was complaining about your signal being way too strong to him at the breakfast this morning.
Well, there is a thing called attenuators.
There's also a thing called a volume control.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he wasn't really complaining. He was just saying your signal is really awesome to him. I said, well, it ought to be. I mean, you're closer. You know, he's closer to you than most people. And I said, I think he's probably running 90 watts. So it's no magic there.
Yeah, I just got in here, but I caught part of his transmission. He was coming in really good tonight. Does he have his new diamond antenna up yet?
Only in his dreams. They just ordered it today.
Well, yeah,
That's better than Santa Claus. At least you know it's on the way.
Yeah, they ended up ordering it from HRO because of problems with something with Gigaparts' website or something. I don't know what the issue was, but the only bad part about this thing was he ended up having to pay shipping from HRO, which Gigaparts doesn't do.
Yeah, I thought something. I can't remember. I can't remember if that was considered an oversize or not. I think I'd gotten mine from DX Engineering.
Yeah, it is oversized. I remember that specifically, but they didn't charge the shipping, as I recall, from Gigaparts on that. Maybe they did, and I just forgot, because I know they normally anything over $100 is no shipping.
Yeah, you're right. I think I ended up. I remember back when I got it, everybody was the same price, and it seems like there was an extra $8 for shipping, which you couldn't complain about since the rest of the shipping was free.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. You know what I learned years and years and too many years ago is that in the game of selling, very frequently it's inconsequential what shipping costs, even if it's a little high, because people seem more tuned into what the price of the thing is rather than the shipping.
Yeah, it's very often the case. You know, it's like the old, I forget when it was, sometime in the late 1600s, the great tulip market panic in Holland, where they just kept, it was, you know, just like the stock market. They were doing tulip futures, and human psychology is always interesting.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I read about that a couple of years ago, where the market dropped right, fell like a stone.
Yeah, because it was all based on perception.
Well, I got a perfect analogy that was my own personal experience when when I lived on that ship. Somebody started a rumor that they were running out of toilet paper, and so everybody started hoarding toilet paper. And the only way you could get toilet paper is if you had hoarded some, or somebody would sell you some, because they'd have taken some and they'd carry some around in their wallet.
So within a few days, the rumor created a black market on one vessel.
Exactly. And it was hilarious, because there are people going, hey, man, I got to go to the head. Has anybody got any paper they can sell me?
Yeah, and you guys definitely had a finite supply.
Yeah. And what was funny was there was no shortage.
Yeah, it's funny stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, that was, yeah, very good, John. Your signal, as always, is great. Good to have you. You have to get over to that breakfast one of these days. I know it's a little bit of a trip for you, but it'll be good to have you there. Maybe we ought to do the breakfast on YouTube as well.
No, it needs to be in person. And yeah, once I get out of my busy season, I'm looking forward to it, because it will signal a break for me. You know, when Rick gets his antenna up, with me in the middle, you and he and I will almost have created a 3-winding transformer.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, we're going to create an RF vortex in this area with all those X900s or X700.
You burn a path through the chlorophyll leaves.
Yeah, it's funny how many have joined that I'll call it a club, although it's not a club, you know, of those expensive antennas. Really, I wouldn't. Some people, you know, like as I've said before, if somebody gets, you know, crazy and wants to buy one of those antennas, it's always a warning, and not a, you know, it's just a warning that your elevation isn't going to make that antenna, you know, that antenna doesn't make a bad elevation good. You may hear more, but it's not going to be perfect. So, I mean, even somebody who's got that antenna can struggle on, if you know, with people on the other side of the perimeter of this network. So anyway, that's my silly. I mean, I don't know. I feel like an idiot. Took years to realize that you have to have a nice antenna if you want to do anything good, and it's true in HF. It's good in everything. If you don't have a decent antenna at a decent height, you're going to just have to take what you get. All right. Anyway, that was John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo, and he is in Bellevue, over there, southwest side of Nashville. Who else west of Nashville, or west of Mount Juliet?
Katie 4 OES, Mary. How are you, Paul and James?
Doing fantastic, Mary. We were talking about you this morning. Mike was saying he forgot that. We'll remind you guys. He was hoping, he was hoping that didn't prevent you from coming.
Yeah, we totally forgot again. We're bad. If we I don't know what we'd do. But yeah, we're looking forward to maybe coming in 2 weeks. So hopefully we can get there then and meet some of you guys and hopefully ladies too. And so we'll shoot for that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we actually somehow we put together a group, a loosely defined group, of course, of hams, interested parties who, become very friendly and get together both on the air, either in the net or other ways informally, on the frequencies. And it's worked out very well, I think. It's hard to explain other than it's just a good group of people who hang out together either on the air or at the breakfast.
It sounds like it. I've heard Mike and Rick talk about it, and it just sounds like lots of fun, good fellowship, and he said good food too. So we'll try and make that the next time, and hope we get to meet some of you.
Very good. Is Marty not there tonight?
He's right here. Have a good rest of your weekend, KOLEN.
Yeah, very good, Mary. And how are you, Marty?
84 BQK, and I'm right here.
Yeah, right. Cheer. And you get to mash your push to talk button.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah, that's right. So how you doing tonight, Marty? Well?
I was watching Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, now the original version, was it?
Yes. And it's on MeTV.
Oh, wow. I have not seen that in, I can't even tell you the last, I might have been a kid the last time I saw that.
That's what I've been doing.
Yep, I got you. As long as you're having a good one, I don't want to hold you up on that one, man. That was the one that's got that, isn't that a Bride of Frankenstein in that one? Doesn't she have the long hair with the big white stripes in it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that always looks funny to me. All right, very good, Marty. Good to have you and Mary in there. That was Mary before Marty, of course. That was Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November, and Marty Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo, and they're both in the same household there in Belshire. And we appreciate both of you being here. We look forward to having you come to one of the breakfasts. It'd be great if you and Marty and Mary and Rick and Michael all show up. You'll be just an old home week here. All right, very good. Good to have you in there. Who else? Anybody else? West, please come in.
N4 NYA. I'm not west of Mount Juliet, but I had to help a wife with groceries when you were calling for east of Mount Juliet.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Are you doing fine? You doing okay, Dale?
Yeah, doing great. Just kind of a lousy day weather-wise, but we kind of made the most of it. So it's been a pretty good day. If you would, go ahead and check me in and out. My supper's ready. So before I make the XYO bed, I'm going to go eat.
Yeah, very. You're having one of those continental dinners real late.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we were just so busy today. That's all the time we had, getting ready for tomorrow and stuff like that. So anyway, have a great evening to everyone, and thanks for holding the net. And we'll talk to you soon. And for NYA, good evening.
Yeah, very good, Dale. That was Dale, November 4, November Yankee Alpha, and he's over in Lebanon. And he is the EC for Wilson County Emergency Management. And appreciate his work over there. Who else we got? Well, anywhere, really. Late check-ins, since we already went around the compass here.
KN4, MKC8,
Hold on, Jeff. We had Terry, CAN4 MPB. How you doing, Jeff? Terry?
I'm doing okay there, Paul. I'm sorry I missed the breakfast this morning. I had an appointment for a ham test, and then I had to go to the hospital to see my mother-in-law's been out there about a month now, so I had to go check on her.
She's still in the hospital, you say?
Yeah, she's in the hospital over in Lebanon, actually.
Wow. Been in it all this time, you mean?
Except for about 3 days, she went to rehab and then went right back to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. My mother went through that a couple of years ago. That really knocks people for a loop, usually when they're hospitalized for any length of time.
Yeah, but I did get some good news on the ham test this morning.
Ah, good. That's better than a demotion, you know that.
Yeah, I got to add an AG to the end of my call till I get it online.
Good. So you did that's the general, right?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I'm not asking, but did they ever, when I took my tests, and all three of the tests, or four, well, including at the time, the CW, they didn't give me a score, nor did I ask. I didn't care. If I passed, I'm good. I don't care about the score. Did they tell you that these days?
No, they didn't, but they actually did tell me that I think I missed 3.
Well, that's doing pretty good. Did you find that general test to be hard?
Well, I actually took it twice, Paul. Not today, but I took it another week, and I knew I hadn't studied up enough on it yet for the first time I took it. But I thought, well, what the heck? I'll just take it and see what it's about anyway. You know, I know you may not get the same test back, but you know, I studied harder this time and was able to do it.
Yeah, very good. Well, truth be told, I have gone back, not recently, but I've gone back and looked at I think both the general and the extra tests on QRZ, and I am befuddled by how much I forgot about some of the issues and the way the questions are asked. It actually blows me away how many crazy questions are on those tests.
Yeah, they got a few wild ones on there and tricky ones too.
No, that's true. Some of them are, you're right, some of them are easy. They're like no-brainers, and then there's others you go, what do they exactly mean by that? Because you're trying to figure, it's just an odd question that may be an unfamiliar territory.
Yeah. Well, they still got it though where you can. I just didn't study enough the first time I went and took it. I mean, that was just all there was to it. But I didn't care. It was actually 1 over 11 last week, and so I went down to Smyrna this morning, and after I'd studied most of the week this week, and took an extra day off of work Friday to study all day. So it worked.
Sounds good. I'm glad it went well for you. That's great. Now it just puts you in the area of the bands. You get all kinds of room to play in.
Yeah. It definitely opened things up there for sure. But we'll try to hit you next month on that practice. And sorry I missed you. And everybody sent me threes to everybody, and hope they enjoyed the ones that was there. And the ones that wasn't, maybe we'll see you next time.
Well, we got in 2 weeks. There's another one, so you got another opportunity to miss it if you can.
Know what you mean, Bob. All right, buddy. Well, I'll let you go and let you carry on with the Lucers and the Lakers and whatever you call them.
All right. Very good. That was Terry, KN for MPV. He's in Murfreesboro as well. And next up was Jeff. How you doing, Jeff? KC8NNO.
Good evening there, Paul and Annette. Jeff here in Northwest Wilson County. You're not hearing stations all that well tonight. Must be a little bit of the rain and my high noise floor here. Hearing just only a handful of the closer in stations. The rest of the stations not getting that great of a copy this evening. How are you hearing on my signal? Over.
Well, you're like almost 60 over on that last transmission, so I'd say you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's thanks for the meter kind of spiking there. But all right, sounds good for my end. And I've got my single sideband capable radio up here too, so I'll swap that over. Keep listening at the end of that. This is Jeff, KC8NNO. Back to you.
All right, very good, Jeff. That was Jeff, Kilo Charlie 8, November Oscar. And of course, a reminder, we got that 144.240 sideband net immediately following after we talk about the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. And that was, again, I already said that, KC8NNO, and he's up in Northwest Wilson. And who else? Late check-in, please come on.
K4ID.
You just wait for late, don't you?
I was going to check in when you were calling south. I stepped out of the room for a moment, came back, and you moved to the east.
No, that's all right. We don't have rules. You see me, anybody tell me not, I didn't tell anybody not to check in if you're checking in from the wrong area.
Pardon me for trying to follow the format.
No, you know what I mean. So I've done it. They call in, I remember a net some years ago, they said, we're doing it alphabetically, so I figured they were using my last name. And it wasn't. It was by call alphabetically.
Right. All right. Well, enjoy the practice this morning and the new venue. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, very good. Good to have you in there, Robin. That was Robin, Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie. He's in Hermitage, 6 miles or so south of me, closer to Percy Priest Lake on the west side of 171. Who else? Anybody else late checking? No more late check-ins. All right, we're going to go to the lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, and what else? Preppers and, oh yeah, end time survivalists. Got nothing. All right, then we're going to move right along to the buy, sell, swap, and swindle. Anybody got anything to sell? Please come in.
K4ID.
Robin, what you got?
Well, today I became aware of a Henry 2K amplifier that's going to be put on the market.
2K amplifier. Do they know the price?
I don't know the price yet because I don't know its operational condition yet.
And that's not the resistance, that's the power out.
That's the model number.
Okay. What is the power on that end?
Well, 2K is indicative.
Oh, I just want to make sure you clarified it with model number. I figured you were just giving me that was the model number. Okay, so it is a 2000 2000 watt amp. You don't know the price, but if you contact Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie, who's good on QRZ, you can find out. I guess it's something you'll know when.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, it's somebody who wants it. A 2K amp certainly is going to wait a couple of weeks if it's a good buy. Anyway, that's a Henry 2000 watt amplifier, and I'm guessing that runs on 220, not 120.
No, not 220, 240.
All right, fine. 240, 241, you know.
Whatever it takes. No, it's a Henry 2K is the model number, and I do believe that's indicative of its potential.
Yeah, well, so like they say, it's a nominal 2K.
Right.
Gotcha. All right, very good. Of course, all things considered, it depends upon the power and the voltage. I mean, the voltage, it depends upon the, feed line and the antenna if you get that 2K out of it, right?
That's right.
All right, very good. Anybody else got anything about to sell?
W4AWE.
Yeah, we're talking about that. We were talking about you this morning with that machine.
Yeah, what I'm going to do, since it is Dayton week, I'm going to do what HRO and Gigaparts and everybody else does when they do a 1 week Dayton Hamfest special, and let this new radio go for $700.
Oh man, you're making a sweet sell to somebody, and somebody to just tell me, I wish I had that money. I don't know if this $50 will do it, but yeah, that's that FT991. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah, mine's been thoroughly checked out, and I did have a rare opportunity for about 3 days to power it up side by side with a brand new 991A and listen to signals on HF, and of course I've already checked transmit into the bird meter with, into a dummy load, but the only difference at all, because I read some stuff on EHAM that said that 991A had better filtering and receive, and my experience side by side listening on HF, the only difference at all is the fully scanning waterfall. In other words, when you put the waterfall in full motion, it mutes the audio.
Huh. Yeah, some of those, as you know from any sales, sometimes they sell you when they talk about the features and functions, and they talk about a feature, and it's really just a difference without a real value to it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's better. It's just a difference without a distinction.
Well, I think for them, Priesa, I think it was a matter of timing. The 7300 came out a little bit afterward, and I believe, except for the the big computer-based radios, it was really the only box with knobs that had a fully continuously running waterfall. Of course, nowadays it's pretty common, but you paid a $300 premium to go to that A model.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. All right. Anyway, that FT991 is now going this week only. $700, $700. You got to pick it up. He's in Bellevue, unless you want to pay extra for shipping. But John has that. That's Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo. He's good on QRZ. $700 for an Yaesu FT991, which is indeed a shack in a box. It's 70 centimeters through 160, as well as the Yaesu Fusion feature. Great radio for $700, I'll tell you. All right, anybody else got anything to sell? Nothing. Anything got anything they want to buy? All right, well, let me briefly review that. We did have 20 check-ins on the 2-meter net. Briefly, I'm going to tell you, nope, that's it. We have the K4 IDCs, got that Henry 2K amp that's going to be coming up for sale in a couple of weeks, giving us a little bit of a lure, a carrot, and a stick there. And we got Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo with an in-hand, ready to roll, ready to plug into a power supply, an FT991 for $700. And he's good on QRZ as well. And that's Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo. And we'll move on. Any other questions or clarifications or check-ins, please come in. Well, very good. That closes out this portion of the net in 73s to the 2-meter 2-meter FM net. And move on right now. I'm going to slide right over to the 2-meter sideband net on 144.240. So we'll meet you there in just a second. This is K4 PEW 73s to the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net, as well as the 2-meter. All righty, boy, that was quick, wasn't it? You can tell I was ready. This is K4 PEW at the Mount Juliet Simplex Net sideband portion of the net here on 144.240. Let me adjust that frequency a little. Yeah, we'll try it there. That should sound a little better, I think. Okay, anybody? Let's start from the north. Who's in the north? Please come in. All right, anybody from the west? Please come in.
W4 AWA.
All right, very good. I got you in there, John. We had the volume up real high. Seems louder on sideband for some reason. Who else? Anybody else west? They're going to the south then. Who's south? Please come in. Hey, there you are. How you doing? Sound good? And you're still running that 5 watts, huh?
Yes, sir, that's still all I got.
Well, you could go out and buy a $2,000 amplifier.
I could, right after I get my GoFundMe page complete.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can't. No, it's amazing how well 5 watts does. It really is. I found that out over the years. You get out pretty good in some good conditions, but locally here, that 5 watts is doing great. I don't know. I shouldn't be too surprised. All right, Rusty, we got you in there. Who else we got south? Anybody? Over to the east then, east of Mount Juliet. Please come on. Hey, Earl, got you in there fine. You sound okay. Was there another station in there from east?
KG4
Man, you are really loud there, Kevin. You sound good.
All right, I appreciate it. I'm just on that little 857.
Huh. It's funny on the meter, it doesn't show up anything on sideband on your transmit. That's weird. I wonder why. I haven't been watching that recently. I'll have to see why it would do that. All right, very good. Who else we got? Appreciate you being in there, Kevin. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet? Up to the north then. Please come now. Yeah, very good. So give me your call one more time. I want to watch that meter on your signal because you have a real good signal too.
Charlie 8, November Oscar.
Yeah, it's funny. If you watch that meter, it doesn't move at all. That is, I'm not sure if I have the meter setting wrong on the inside the radio for sideband or not. Very interesting. It doesn't show up on any signal, even though, like for instance, yours and Kevin's was really strong audio and doesn't even appear to bump the meter.
Yeah, must be something there.
single sideband not showing up. Yeah, this is a 5 watts here with the FT817 on a battery. Over.
Oh, awesome. So that's only 5 watts as well. Yeah, you're really loud. So it's obviously a good path between you and me.
And I could probably knock this thing down to the lowest part, see what that does.
Oh, wow. Hey, were you copying Rusty down in Murfreesboro on his 5 watts?
Didn't have that station. I just heard 1 or 2 others and a couple that were very faint beyond that.
Okay, very good. But my signal is good to you?
Yeah, good signal here.
All right, very good. Yeah, go down to that lower wattage. Let me see what you got.
All right, I think this is the lowest setting here. Kilo Charlie 8, November Oscar.
Yeah, the audio is, well, you know, on sideband it's not perfect, but the sideband is perfectly readable. You know, you'd give it a you'd give it a Q5, perfect audio, perfect readability. It's just the signal's a little, you know, it's not blasting me out, but it's perfectly readable.
All right, sounds good back here on the full power case again. I know.
Yeah, you know, and as we were talking about, I've talked about on a couple of these emergency nets from the county's standpoint, is the better you can operate on lower wattage if you had to, especially if you're on emergency power, it's the longer your battery systems or whatever your power supply is going to last, because you don't have to do 50 or 100 or 200 watts to get out. So efficiency of antenna and location and height is critical with a low power situation. All right, very good. We have anybody else anywhere on the sideband? All right, I know we're missing a couple of guys. I'm surprised I didn't hear Wes in here, and he may be tied up. He didn't show up on a 2-meter either, I don't think, but either. And I know Jim is out of town. He's normally on the sideband net. So let me just do a quick recap here. We had 6. That was me, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. We had John over in Belshire, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. We had Jeff down in, not Jeff, we had Rusty down in, wrong Jeff, Rusty down in Murfreesboro, N8, November 8, Papa Yankee on a strong 5 watt radio. And KE4DEZ Earl down there in Noreen, east of Cedars of Lebanon. And Kevin, KGY, KG4 MIZ in Lebanon, excellent signal as well, about knocked my ears out. And then, of course, Jeff, who also had a good signal over there in Northwest Wilson, KC8, Kilo Charlie 8, November Oscar. Sounds like a good one. 6 people, and that's about average. I think we had as many as 8, but not everybody's available every time we have one of these nets, so it's kind of understandable. I mean, when we first started, there was just a handful, and now we've got a little more than a handful. All right, very good. Closing out this portion of the net. You guys can talk among yourselves. K4 PEW. I'm moving back to FM here in a few minutes. I got to check on my mother.